If you are like me or the women that are in my world, then I know for a fact that you want a man who is a provider, grounded, masculine, in his integrity. You have the highest standards for men, for your life, for your business, for every aspect that you live, right? And if you are not currently attracting these grounded, awakened, masculine men into your life, or your current man is not showing up in this way, I can guarantee you that it is because you are not seeing yourself as the ultimate prize. 100%, in some way, shape, or form, you are not seeing yourself this way. When you show up in a way that somehow feels off, right? Like you don't truly believe that you are powerful and that you are the prize, this just radiates, and men can sniff it out. They are going to reflect this back to you, right? So in your relationship, if there is not the polarity that you want, if you are not getting the treatment that you desire, that queen treatment, if your man is not stepping up and willingly wanting, begging to take care of you, then I can promise you, you are not showing up fully as the prize. Now, obviously, women, beautiful, feminine women, we are the gatekeepers of nature, right? We've heard this before. Obviously, we get to choose who we want to create life with. So that power is so insane. And I'm not going to go on a tangent here about how the feminine is so powerful. I mean, we know this, right? But then somehow, when you forget your power, you start showing up as if you are not powerful, as if it's up to the men on what kind of treatment you get. It's up to something outside of yourself that decides what you get to experience. And luckily, that's not actually how any of this works. If you want to see something differently show up for you in your relationship, you want that romance, that spark, that connection, that polarity that I know is so important to feminine women. I mean, that is what we prioritize. I have not yet met a woman who's truly in her feminine essence who did not prioritize love. Obviously, as you know, those of us who have been doing this work for a long time know that we are love. Of course, you aren't going to get this from a man. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you are not going to get love from a man. And a man is not going to validate you that you are the prize. Even if he were to show up and start treating you in all of the ways that you want, right? Which won't happen unless you're viewing yourself as the prize. But say it did. You would still have to come to the conclusion in your own inner world, in your own inner knowing, that you are the prize. Otherwise, you will not be able to be open enough and receptive enough to even experience it in a way where you're like, oh my God, yes, like this is what I was looking for. What happens is that whenever we are not in the knowing of I am the prize, and I really don't say this in a narcissistic, arrogant way. I'll get into it in just a moment. I don't say it in that way because I don't like those teachings. All of the teachings that I come from is from a place of love, not from a place of I'm trying to manipulate, because I believe that, at least from my experience and from what I've experienced with clients as well, that is a place of disempowerment. So, when you are showing up as the prize, you are completely magnetized by yourself. Like, you are mesmerized by you, by your own existence. You exist in what you experience, in your inner world. You don't exist by looking outside of yourself, right? This is the number one polarity killer. is looking outside of yourself for proof that you're the prize, that you're feminine, that you're good enough, that you, deserve to be loved, like whatever it is for you, number one polarity killer is making the men the power, making the external world the power, and telling you what you get to have and what you don't get to have, right? So if you want to feel deeply, deeply, extremely desired by your man, like he cannot keep his hands off of you, like he comes home and just rushes to you, right? He says things to you that you're like, oh my God, well, how did he just all of a sudden start saying this, right? Or if you are dating right now and you don't have a man, or you have men coming into your life, they start showing up completely differently. Or new men come into your life where you're like, oh, here are the more, spiritually awakened masculine men that I've been looking for. If you want to get into the logical side of things, obviously it is all you. Or if you didn't know, it is all you. It is how you show up. Everything is a mirror. And it's going to reflect back to you, especially in the realm of love and relationships. For women, this is like one of our realms of superpowers, right? We're these deeply connected, intuitive beings. So in the relationship realm, this is like our playground. This will be reflected back so much stronger, and it will show you every subconscious belief, thought, anything that's coming up for you where you don't actually believe that you are the one that gets to, attract, create, whatever you want to say, your ideal relationship, your ideal love, your ideal man, right? So getting into the logical, the version of men that you really want, these raw, masculine, grounded, super present, like want that deep connection with a feminine woman type of man, the king type of man, we will just call him. These men are not going to come out of the woodworks and just appear for the woman who does not understand that she's powerful in her own very feminine way. They desire and they show up for the version of you who is in her queen energy, as I like to say, not her wounded feminine little girl energy, where she's like, oh my gosh, and this is a stage we all go through, so like no shame, but where she's like, oh my gosh, like why is he not showing up for me? Why is he not doing this for me? Why is my man not just obsessed with me anymore, right? Why is he not acting like I'm his priority? Why are his thoughts and actions and everything revolving now around his work only? Or why is he so focused on, worst comes to worst over here, like video games and TV and just on his phone all the time? This is a huge reality for so many women who have decided to show up in a way, and this takes radical responsibility, right? But who have decided to show up in a way where they are acting and pretending like they are not the prize, right? So if this has been you, no shame, like don't beat yourself up. But I am running a masterclass on February 1st called Desired, where we're going to really deep dive into how to show up as the woman who is deeply desired by these masculine men, masculine awakened men. Now, once again, this is not about making men the power. The reason I'm running this masterclass, and the link is below to sign up, so you can get in while it's live. The recording will be there as well. But the reason I'm running this is because I want you to experience yourself in the way that you want. And it's a reality that most feminine women really enjoy experiencing themselves as a very magnetic force to the masculine. In her own inner world, this is pleasurable for her, okay? So this is not about, oh my God, like, men are the power, right? No. That's not what we're doing here. My goal, and what I have started to realize is what I really, really want to bring to the world in this work, is helping women step back into that so that they can bring this energy into not only their relationships, which is incredible and life-changing and world-changing, like really, but also their business and every other aspect of their life. So, if you want to attract these deeply loving masculine men, I'm not talking about this is not just about money. This is not just about, I guess the red pill version of what they would consider masculine men to be. No, this is about the spiritually awakened, deeply loving masculine side of the polarity. This is about finally allowing yourself to experience this open, this receiving, feminine essence within yourself, and getting to really experience yourself as this on the daily, like living as love. So if this is something that you want, then I would highly recommend getting into this masterclass. We will dive into it so deeply, and I promise you it's going to be an amazing time. So you can sign up for that below. But otherwise, I love y'all so much and am wishing you the best of the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.